Good afternoon. Welcome to a video with a walk with Coffee Neil. So it's Saturday afternoon where I'm normally at football, but the game's tomorrow. So I went for a drive this morning, went to meet a few people, and then just randomly drove, and I've ended up in a place called Brighouse, which is near Halifax and Huddersfield. So I'm gonna have a walk round and see what this place has got to offer, and hopefully it's got a good coffee on offer, so we'll soon find out. So as you can see, I'm parked on an housing estate, so obviously it's not cost me anything to park on here. I did try and park in the town centre and it was only 70 pence an hour. However, literally you could not find anywhere to park and it was just chaos. So I thought, you know what, I love actually walking, so I'm going to walk down the hill and I'm going to just check a bit more out of than just the town centre. So it's quite a steep hill. Walking down it's not going to be a problem. Walking back up it might be. Oh well. Just come across a Chinese called Success. And I tell you what, having a nice Chinese on a Saturday night is a success. So as I'm walking down this hill, all I can think about now is eating a Chinese. I need to get a coffee first. So, you know, I love a building, and this is the Brighouse Library, which is a great building. I'm just gonna walk around the land and I can see some interesting things over there. So the library grounds, it's really cool because as you can see, a little statue over there and a church over there. And there's a few dog walkers knocking about. But I am going to head for that coffee because it's getting up to about, 2 o'clock now. And I know some of these independent coffee stores start closing around that time. Hopefully with it being Saturday, a few open more towards about 4 o'clock. But we'll see, because I don't actually know. Well, looking at this, it looks like Brighouse is a very busy place, but I don't know what it's like within the town centre. Got to admit though, a lot of these houses around Brighouse are very scenic, and it makes the place feel, you know, really nice to come to. Anybody would think we're in Germany or Austria with a name like that. So when you look at it from this angle, Brighouse looks very industrial, but we'll walk down into the town centre and see what it's got to offer. Just to mention though, Brighouse has never actually been on my radar or places to visit, so hopefully it's an happy accident today. You know, I love a church building, and that's just cracker. There's an old post office building. I think that's a pub. Walk down and have a look. I mean, look at that for a building. And you know what it is? It's a Wetherspoons. So as you can see, there's a lot of shops, there's a lot of takeaways, there's a few pubs knocking about. Unfortunately, there's a lot of like vape shops and bookmakers and slot machine places, which obviously cities really need to get rid of. There's too many of them now. But so far it's alright. Few sort of people that need to get off their streets from around here. I'm not talking homeless, I'm just talking about people who aren't very nice to others. So, I found a coffee place called Good Karma. Let's see what this is like. So, I've got my coffee. It's cost £3.10. So I'll give this a go. Obviously it's a white Americano. It's a bit chaotic in there, so I couldn't really film that much. But we'll give this a go and see what it's like. Great cup though. So, the coffee, so far, tastes very different to most coffees I'll try. It's got a very sweet taste to it, which I actually quite like. So apparently there's a canal around here, so Wharf Street's probably a good street to walk up and check out. So as you know, I love a little footbridge, and this is actually over the canal. So I'll show you the view I'm getting from here. So that's one side of it, which is really cool. That's the side I've just come over from. See a few people walking down there. Then I do, so I prefer this view on here, which is the other side of the wharf, which is really cool. So the coffee cost me £3.10. I don't know if I mentioned that, but so far so good. It is very sweet though. It does taste very sweet, which is always a good thing. I do like sweet coffee. I did put a couple of sweeteners in though, so obviously it's very, very sweet at the moment, because I wasn't expecting the coffee to taste as sweet as it did to begin with. But like I said, so far so good. I'll give you a proper rating at the end. I do quite like the view I'm getting from here. I'm just going to have a walk around this park, 'cause it looks quite peaceful, and there's a few people knocking about and they seem to be chilled, so that's always a good sign as well. Just on about views, I do really like this view as well. Don't know if you can see the other bridge, the two bridges. There you go. And it's got such a good vibe to it down here. Loving life. And the view I get at the end of here, which is pretty good as well. Really peaceful, as I've already mentioned. So this area is called Brighouse Bottom Lock. Like I said, it's pretty cool down here. And a little waterfall for you, right there. The water is very mucky though. So don't be fooled by the sunlight, because the sun makes it look a lot warmer than it is. It is actually absolutely freezing. I am not kidding you when I'm saying my hands are turning blue, it's that cold. Plenty of ducks knocking about. That one's a bit grumpy. And that's the view I've got from the other side of where I just walked from. It's actually alright, Brighouse. Not to write home about, but it's alright. So I'm going to tell you about this coffee. I'm going to score it 8 out of 10. So the coffee wasn't quite as good as Steam Yard or Cafe 2K, where I went the other day in Sheffield. It were pretty still good though. It were quite good still. But the cup deserves a 10 out of 10. And the price and the size of the cup, you know, probably a 9 out of 10. The interior inside the cafe, I'd give... It was really cool, you know. However, it was really... Everybody was on top of each other. So, in terms of space, it was probably about a 7. In terms of design, it was probably about a 10. There's always a bit of a shame when these quirky little buildings, really historic buildings, are just left to sort of rot. That's quite snazzy there, but I've only just finished coffee, so I'm not ready for it. Nothing like an old school pub in there. Looks quite busy too. I mean, it is Saturday. And another coffee shop there, but like I said, I've only just had another coffee, so I'm not quite ready for the next one. But you don't go short of coffee shops around here. Another cracking building as well. It says Town Hall, but then it says dental, so is there a dentist in Town Hall? And then there you've got a pub which needs a bit of TLC. I mean, that's a pub called The Bridge. It's like an old school turned into a pub. It's an amazing building. There you have the climbing, spin, nerf and escape rooms. It looks very run down, that building, but I'm guessing it's still open because those sort of businesses are fairly quite new. Even though I'm right outside this now, I still have no idea what it is. So I try to be positive everywhere I go, but when I see buildings like this just stood empty, great building too, it makes me feel like I hope they don't knock it down. It could serve so much purpose, this building. So I was just walking across the bridge and I realised how low this actually is. It's only about 2.5 foot high. And there's a river right there. So as I'm walking back up to the car now, it's just a bit of an overview of Brighouse for you. Like I said, it looks very industrial from the top end, but it's actually alright when you get there. So I'm just walking back up to the car up this big hill at the minute. So, a bit of calf strengthening it seems. So this has been a walk with Coffee Neil. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next one.